So what is going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. In this video, I wanted to give you guys a little exclusive sneak peek behind the scenes actions of how I train my team, and ultimately in this video I want to help teach you guys and share with you how I teach my team to handle two core problems when it comes to selling life insurance on the phone. This video is going to teach you how to, number one, master the objection when someone tells you I need to speak to my spouse, I need to speak to a loved one, I can't make a decision, how to get through that to become great at selling life insurance over the phone. And then secondly, I'm going to share with you in the end how to properly close, how to create value, and ultimately how to sell the right way to get people to want to buy because their problem will be solved by the products that you present to them. In this video, I just want to give you a sneak peek action live shot. Here's how I'm taking my team from selling, people who come in never selling life insurance before and teaching them to sell 40 policies or more per month with the training that I'm going to share with you here. It's completely free. I love you guys. I want to help you guys win and ultimately hopefully put more food on your table for your family. I love you guys, and if you have not yet subscribed, go ahead and do that for me and watch this video. It's going to give you a lot of value and teach you how to become a master at selling life insurance. Let's get it. Or how about we'll do Sam. Now, Sam, if we can able to find you something that's comfortable and affordable for you and something that could give you that peace of mind that you're looking for, would there be like anything or anyone holding you back from really seeing if you can get approved here today? What would you say?
I kind of want to speak to my wife and my daughter and kind of see what their thoughts would be.
Okay, gotcha. So it sounds like you might, before, making a decision, you need to speak to them before kind of like getting anything in place for your family. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Now, to see how I can best help you here, Sam, what exactly would be important to consider that you might have to speak to them about? Is it like the price? Are you not sure if you need it? Or is it just like, just budget? What were you wanting to, go ahead and speak with them about?
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to make sure with them that it's going to be able to like fit the budget and everything.
Okay, so it sounds like maybe, I don't blame you. I think speaking with your wife is very, very important before making a large decision like this. So it sounds like you as the man of the house are going to have to speak to your wife, making sure that it fits the budget for you every month.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, now let me ask you this. Theoretically, if your wife was right here next to you, Sam, do you think she'd be like opposed of you maybe getting some life insurance to make sure that she's taken care of? What would she say to that?
No, she definitely wouldn't be opposed, but I just still want to speak with her first.
Okay, gotcha. So before you make any decisions, now is it best maybe to should we continue here? I'm just trying to help you, Sam, and at the end, I have to make sure that you're protected, but your wife is going to be here. It sounds like, if you went to your wife and she told you not to get the life insurance, what would you do? Just not get it?
Well, yeah, I mean, she wouldn't say that, but
okay, okay, I'm just confused because I know you were looking around to make sure your wife's taken care of. I'm just trying to do my job here. And what you do is you just it's like you handle the objections, because if you can't get through this objection here, if they're not opening up and exposing, you're gonna get it at the close anyway. So like I told you, Sam, I can't make a decision. I can't give you my checking account until I speak to my wife. So it's literally like objection handling here rather than at the close. Because I'd much rather do it here with, it's typically gonna be, if someone gives you that objection, it's probably an older gentleman who's just stubborn and is set in his ways. You're never gonna get a woman that's gonna say that. I mean, not to be sexist here, but have you ever had a lady tell you that? Oh, I really need to speak to my husband. It's typically the man that always wants to speak to the wife. Do you guys agree, or do you guys see that often? It's because the guys don't value life insurance as much as women. So you're going to see this so much more here, and you're going to get so much pushback. And I actually rather get it from a man here than at the close, because men are going to give you that most common objection. Oh, I need to speak to my wife. And then it's hard. It's hard to beat that there when you've already kind of exposed or given your hand there. So Sam, the most important thing is to handle it. You don't want to scare them away, but it's cool if they're I really cannot move forward. Okay, well, when you just address and handle the objection here and then move them through if you can. But that's good to get that there. That's a win. That means you ask good questions.
If they are really, really adamant on not going through with anything until they speak to their wife,
yeah,
Micah says that you shouldn't give away your cards then. Is that true? Should you kind of set the appointment, say, oh, well, maybe should we handle this when your wife is around so we all three can speak about it, because you don't want to give away your cards, obviously?
Yeah, the thing is, the hardest objection to kill is when the power's in someone else's hands, because our words can shift the power when we can influence them, but we can't get their wife to convince them. So let's say they do buy the policy, Cam, bang. bang, let's get it. All right, let's get the 10,000, but call me back if you need to speak to your wife. And then this wife, who knows nothing about life insurance, who's on a fixed income, is gonna be like, why the heck did you get life insurance? And they're gonna cancel it the next day. So that's why you definitely need the decision maker there present for sure.
So then you just book the appointment.
Book the appointment, yeah, like, but you book the appointment with so much like, oh my gosh, did I do something wrong? Like, Mr. John, you said you want to, like, you're confused. Like, why do you need your wife here? Like, I thought, as a man, I thought you want to handle this yourself. Like, did I do something wrong? And then they're like, no. And then you just try to, like, literally get down to the root of the objection. Well, what do you need to speak about with your wife? What would she say if she's here? What would she be most concerned about? If you got something in place for your wife, would she be mad at you? And then you can understand what it is. But those people typically are tire kickers. If it's a man that's going to give you this, they're going to just, keep pushing you around and never make a decision. Men are harder to oppose emotionally, and this is an emotional product. This is why when we sell, it's like all about emotion, because the women, you can break them down a little bit because they're naturally emotional women. Like women are more are emotional than men. A man, wants to be respected by their woman, and a woman wants to be loved by their man because emotionally. That's how like human nature is. So when you can appease this in the sales process, and you can think like, how could I, get to like how the root of their human nature is, you can sell them a lot easier. Y'all see that? So you're not going to sell a man, oh, Mr. Johnny, and how would that make you feel if you had something in place for your wife? He'd be like, dude, what are you saying? Compared to a woman, she would be like, oh my gosh, that would be, Kiefer, you explained the guy was like very emotional, but you didn't really attack him very emotionally. You just were very like not surface, but you were very logical with him, which created emotion, right? Yes, Anna, you have a question?
Yeah, do you ever give quotes to people who are going to get off the phone just to, I guess, get them off the phone because you've tried to go into the discovery and they're just not, they're not doing it?
Yeah, so you're going to typically get that from a man. So every time I've done that, it's like, give me the numbers, give me a quote. It's like an older guy that's sitting on his couch, it's grumpy. He's like, can I have the numbers? I've maybe sold one or two my whole life just giving someone numbers, but I wouldn't recommend that. I'd be like, you just take control. And ultimately, if he's not going to take control, the thing is, if you just give someone a quote, let's say I'm like, hey, Ann, I need a quote. They don't value anything. There's no pain. They buy the policy. And then a few months, they're going to look at this bill like, why the heck do I have a $63, Mutual of Omaha policy? What is this about? I don't need that. And they're going to cancel it. So even though you got him a quote and you got him a number, he doesn't understand his pain. So you just like, okay, well, Mr. Johnny, I work with like all these companies. I can give you like the best quote. I can give you like the most affordable. I just don't even know how I help you. I just wanted to see how I can serve you. And then you just take control. And the minute that you give up your quote, it's just like the sale's like in his favor. So I know you get a lot of that with some of the older leads, but I don't ever just want to throw out quotes. The biggest thing I want to share with you guys here is this portion of every part of the script. Oh, let me go back. It's this here. So this is not meant to be word for word. This is to be personalized. I'm going to change the script up a little bit so you guys can understand it a bit, but we have to explain, Jeff, we've been going through this together, what that $10,000 is going to do for their family, and then give them the price. So everyone's situation is different. What that $10,000 is going to do for the family, the $15,000 and the $20,000. Just a reminder, the $10,000 here, if someone's going formal burial, you want to explain it as like, it's so emotional, it's going to solve their problem. We're not just going to read it, oh, the $10,000 will be everything that you need to cover the basic burial expenses. Now, you want to explain what it's going to do. So, Miss Sandra, that $10,000 for you is going to be everything that you need to cover that basic burial expenses. It's going to make sure that you can go to bed at night so that your daughter, Ashley, and your son, Spencer, never have to wake up in the morning and think about, man, I'm going to have to cover my burial expenses. This is going to be everything that you need to go to bed at night, knowing that they can go to that funeral home, make sure that full arrangements are taken care of, and that you can get that burial that you deserve. And even get that little extra flower that you told me about that you want on your casket. This is what that $10,000 is going to do for you. And also, unfortunately, Miss Sandra, the $10,000 will not allow you to leave, $2,000 to $5,000 behind to your grandkids, but it's going to be everything that you need to make sure that your two children are taken care of. Okay, that $10,000, if we can get even you approved, is $63 per month. Okay, so do you guys see that? It's like this is all very basic. It's all conceptual rather than what it's tied. It's like we have to make everything here in this section has to spill the beans of the discovery. So in the discovery, remember when they told us they want to have a flower for the casket, or they told us they want to have little Jimmy drive away in a little red car after she passes away, or they want their sister to have $2,000 to bury their cousin's dog. Whatever it is, we have to address that right here, because this is what it's going to do. This policy amount is going to solve and allow them to get what they've finally been waiting for. And I think sometimes we keep it very generic, we keep it very basic, but what will help your close ratio is that you hit this specific and hard. Like, make this person think, oh my gosh, that is exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, gotcha. And we're just building that value, building that price. So building that value before you give the price. And in the moment that you give that price, they forget about everything above. So you want to really sit on it. Like, this is going to do everything. Again, this is the only company that's not going to make you wait that 2-year waiting period with your, COPD. And let them know how value it is. Create that value, almost like they're sitting on the edge of the seat. It's so awesome. And then you give them the price. Do you guys see that? Because I think sometimes, share my screen. Is it still shared? It's just very, very basic to say, oh, the $10,000, get everything you need to cover the basic burial expenses and leave some money behind to your family. Do y'all feel like you do that sometimes? Instead of saying, this is going to do X, Y specifically. This is going to do everything that you've told me you wanted. This is going to accomplish everything for you. So those little tweaks I think we've been running into a lot, especially with like Ken, we've been listening. How can we sharpen it up a little bit? That will help people value that product. That will help create a discrepancy between price and value. Any questions there, or does that all make sense for you guys? I think a lot of you guys might do it, but I just want you to know, in the same portion where you summarize, like painting the picture, wow, Miss Janice, it sounds like you want to make sure you want to have a life, and something in place to cover so that little Jimmy is taken care of. Is that what that specific comes down here in the close, and really cater it to them like it's their personalized plan.